Zombie Apocalypse.
Hello there, I'm Akuma no Kage and today I'm going to talk about the anime of 2021. Warning, this video contains spoilers. The first one is the Season 2 of The Promised Neverland that was released January 7, 2021. The studio that made this anime is Cloverworks. This anime is a sci-fi, a thriller, a psychological, a mystery and a shonen. The Season 2 is about three orphaned children, Emma, Ray and Norman, that had a simple life at first, until they discovered the disturbing truth about those who are adopted. They discovered that they are being raised as meat for species known as demons. So they swore to lead the other children in the risky escape plan. The second one is the Season 2 of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. The part 1 was released January 12, 2021, and the second one is predicted to be released winter 2021. The studio that made this anime is 8-bit, and this anime is a fantasy and a comedy. The Season 1 is about a guy named Satoru Mikami that one day during a casual encounter with his colleague gets stabbed. He dies, and after regaining consciousness, he discovers that he has been reincarnated as a slime in an unfamiliar world. He also discovers that he has a skill named Predator that allows him to devour anything and copy its skills and appearance. The third one is the Season 2 of Re:Zero that was released January 6, 2021, and the studio that made this anime is White Fox. It's a psychological, a thriller, a drama and a fantasy anime. The Season 1 is about a guy named Subaru Natsuki that is suddenly summoned to a fantasy-like world. Just after arriving, he is killed while trying to help a young elf named Emilia, just to revive a few hours in the past. After dying sometimes, he realized that he gets back in time after his death. The number 4 is the Season 4 of Attack on Titan, that is currently airing. The first 3 seasons were produced by Witch Studio, and the last one is being produced by MAPPA. The final season of Attack on Titan technically started to get released in winter 2020, but it's still airing. The Season 1 is about a boy named Eren Yeager, who lives in the town of Shiganshina, located on the edge of the wall Maria, the outermost of the 3 circular walls protecting humanity from Titans. In the year 845, the wall is breached by 2 new types of Titans, the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan. During this incident, Eren's mother is eaten by a Titan, while Eren escapes. He swears revenge on all Titans and enlists in the military with his childhood friends, Mikasa Ackerman and Armin Arlert. During the first battle, Eren learns that he can turn himself into a sentient Titan. As the battle against the Titans intensifies, Eren and his companions fight to defend their land, while uncovering the mysteries about the Titans, their own organization, and what lies beyond the walls. The number 5 is the Season 2 of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, that will be released April 8, 2021. In the first season, the studio was Ejiado Animation Works. In the Season 2, the studio is Tezuka Productions. It's an harem, comedy, magic, fantasy, ecchi anime. The Season 1 is about a gamer named Takuma Sakamoto, who is mysteriously transported to his favorite MMORPG, Cross Reverie, with the appearance of his own character from the game named the Demon Lord Diablo. The twin girls who summoned him, the cat girl Ram and the elf Shara, tried to use a spell to make him their servant, but they failed because of his ring with the ability Magic Reflection, that made them his servants instead. With a serious case of social anxiety, Takuma decides to act like his character while interacting with others, and makes use of his high stats and vast knowledge about Cross Reverie's lore to survive in this new environment. He travels along with Ram and Shara to find a way to remove the spell, while helping them with their own personal issues that led them to summon him in the first place. The sixth one is the Season 2 of The Rising of the Shield Hero. I didn't find the release date, but it will be this year. The studio that made this anime is Kinema Studios. Masato Jimbo will replace Takao Abo as director. It's an action-adventure, fantasy, and drama anime. The Season 1 is about a guy named Naofumi Iwatani that was summoned into a parallel world, along with another 3 young men, to become cardinal heroes and to fight against interdimensional hordes of monsters called waves. When summoned, each of the heroes received their own legendary equipment. Naofumi received a legendary shield, the only defensive equipment, while the others received a bow, a spear, and a sword, weapons meant for attack. Naofumi didn't have much luck with his companion, so he was forced to train as a hero alone. Until he buys from a slave trader a young Tanuki demi-human girl named Raftalia, and an egg that hatches into a bird-like monster whom he names Philo. Both quickly growing into adulthood and becoming powerful warriors under his care. The number 7 is the Season 5 of My Hero Academia, that will be released March 27, 2021. The studio that made this anime is Bones. It's an action comedy, shonen, school and superpower anime. The series focuses on Izuku Midoriya, a young man who dreamed of becoming a hero, despite of being bullied by his childhood friend Katsuki Bakugo for lacking a quirk. Both young men idolize one of the world's greatest hero, All Might, who they both met, with Izuku being one of the few to know of a critical injury All Might has been hiding from the public eye to maintain morale. All Might also reveals the nature of his quirk once for all, and passes it down to Izuku to succeed him, after seeing his determination in the face of danger. As Izuku begins his path to becoming a hero in attending UA High School with Bakugo and the friends they made in the class 1A. A nemesis to One for All users, named All for One, conditions his apprentice Tomura Shigaraki to destroy this current society and its heroes. The number 8 is the Season 2 of Demon Slayer, that will be released in second half of 2021. The studio that made this anime is Ufotable, and it's adventure, fantasy and martial art anime. The Season 1 is about Tanjiro Kamado, who is kind-hearted and intelligent boy who lives with his family in the mountains. He has become his family's only source of income after the passing of his father, making trips to the nearby village to sell charcoal. Everything changes when he comes home one day to discover that his family has been attacked and slaughtered by a demon. Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko are the only survivors of this incident, with Nezuko being transformed into a demon, but surprisingly showing signs of human emotions and thoughts. After an encounter with Giyu Tomioka, a demon slayer, Tanjiro is recruited by him and sent to be taught to also become a demon slayer, and begins his quest to help his sister turn human again and avenge his family. The number 9 is the Season 5 of the 7 Deadly Sins, that was released January 13, 2021, and the studio that made this anime is Studio Dean. It's an action, adventure, supernatural, magic, fantasy and shonen anime. The 7 Deadly Sins are a band of knights in the land of Britannia who had disbanded 10 years earlier after being framed for plotting a deposition of the Lioness Kingdom. Lioness' third princess, Elizabeth Lioness, finds 7 Deadly Sins leader Meliodas. Before they search out his comrades so they can clear their name and liberate Lioness from the Holy Knights, who were manipulated by a demon named Trodrine into unselling the demon race from their prison. The last one is the Season 2 of Dr. Stone, that was released January 14, 2021, and the studio that made this anime is TMS Entertainment. It's a sci-fi, adventure and a shonen anime. The season 1 starts with a mysterious plague that turns the world's population to stone. Thousands of years later, an 18-year-old genius, Senku Ishigami, is suddenly revived to find himself in a world where all traces of human civilization had been erased by time. Senku begins to study the petrified humans to find a cure. After 6 months, Senku's friend Taijuoki wakes up and Senku learns that their revival was possible because of the nitric acid. They begin by reviving Tsukasa Shishio and their classmate Yuzuriho Ogawa with the goal of rebuilding civilization with a focus on science. Tsukasa opposes Senku's ideas, believing the old world was dated and should not be restored. Instead, he desires to establish a new world order based on power and strength. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. Bye!